Yar, and welcome to the Marshall and AJ Show. All right, mateys, we're gonna mix it up a little bit today, and Amanda is gonna start with a joke.
So, what is a sleeping brain's favorite musical group? It's also a rock band.
Ooh.
Give you a hint.
Musical rock band, isn't that the same thing?
No. Anyway, the answer is, if you didn't get it, REM.
Ooh, it's the end of the world as we know it,
And
I feel fine. So, yeah, just to give everybody an update, do you want to start with that, babe? Tell them why the right side of my face is like... I'm wearing this patch for all your sanity, so you don't have to look at my googly eye. But check it out, we'll get a close-up. Oh, yeah.
It was a hard week this week. We ended up Sunday. Marshall went in. I'm sorry. He went into the IER on Saturday because he was getting double vision, and then they actually sent him home and said they would have admitted him, but he was getting his care at Penn.
At UPenn, yeah.
So on Sunday morning at 3 a.m., he woke up and he couldn't move the right side of his face. We were actually pretty close to the hospital. We were staying at
a hotel just down the street. Needless to say.
We called his mom, and then we ended up calling the on-call oncologist who told us to call 911 and get admitted through the ER.
They were worried it might be a stroke. Yeah, so they need to get me there ASAP. So luckily it wasn't. But after much testing, MRIs, lumbar punctures, etc. over this last week, we finally met with the neuro-ophthalmologist and found out that
Marshall's leukemia has moved into his brain. And I think it's important to say that also before that, he received a priesthood blessing from some great friends who came at 5 in the morning. Thank you, Lisa and husband. And they gave him a blessing, and his right face got better for a few days. And I think that's why the doctors were so stumped. They thought it was viral because leukemia wouldn't do that, they said. But now it's back
it would just get progressively worse. But
it
was nice for me because I could still kind of smile for a few days. Now my smile's pretty goofy. Watch.
Yeah, and
it looks like I'm mad.
Beating myself up because on his lumbar puncture on Thursday, they were asking me if he should get chemo. And I said, yeah, give him chemo in his spine. That was Thursday before we even went in before this. And I said, yeah, that's good medicine. Give him chemo, but double check with his doctor. And I should have said that because they called his doctor and he said, no, don't do the chemo in the spine. It's just for the study. We just need to know. And it was clean. And then the testing they did this week, it was not clean.
Okay, so long story short, we had a lot of testing. We found out that the leukemia is in my brain. We have a game plan. The game plan is not going to go right to radiation. That was something we were a little frightened about because it has some pretty serious consequences as far as long-term brain damage. I mean, there might have been some short-term wins, getting my vision back in my eye or my face, but a lot more risks. So what we're going for is some more LPs with chemo. And if we can get a few clean LPs without any of the cancer cells in there, then we're going to get right started on the CART-19 treatment, which we came out here for. So it's been a heck of a ride, for sure. And we're finally, we might get to do what we came here to do.
When I first heard that we might have to do radiation, I mean, we've been through a lot. He's been through a lot of radiation, and I knew every time that they brought up radiation that this risks and they get worse and worse every time. And so I was nervous that he was either Yes, I bought you that shirt.
Yeah.
I was nervous that he would either get brain damage, which his biggest fear is losing his cognitive abilities, or that
Did you have to tell everyone my biggest fear?
Yes.
Right here on national television?
And that is totally
YouTube?
acceptable. Like, how many of us want to lose the ability to think?
Right, no, I'm kidding.
Anyway, so we decided we'd much rather,
move forward with the chemo. And
you'd much rather have a paralyzed face and
a lazy eye.
And a mind. Like, I don't care what he looks like. But
easy now. Jeez, this is going to be a long one.
It's okay. We have a lot to update. It could get better. It could get worse. It could stay the same. If it gets worse, radiation is still an option. However, the radiation could work for now, and then later on, he would. There's more.
It could. There's no definites here.
But it might not. Yeah. So that's where we're at. He's doing another lumbar. We're home. He's doing another lumbar puncture Tuesday, and our plans could always change, like they have since we got here.
We could be at the ER again tomorrow, but I really wouldn't like that. So we're gonna try to enjoy the weekend and just
let's hope that no more nerve damage occurs anywhere in his body.
So since
for now, and our game plan is, there could still be a miracle. The CAR-19 cells, it obviously can travel
across the blood-brain barrier. A lot of chemo or other drugs stay in your bloodstream. CAR-19, these are actual T cells. They can get into the brain. They can take out the leukemia that's, giving me the issues right now. So we're encouraged. We're hopeful. And since Amanda gave the joke, I'm going to get all serious now and give the quote. But this is actually out of a book. I keep a lot of different quotes. So I'll tell you, it's from a different book. If you've ever read, it's the autobiography of Booker T. Washington. And I don't want to go too much into it, but I named my dog after him because I just think he's an incredible man. And
Booker, we miss you.
He founded Tuskegee College, so just so you know. But he actually remembers being a slave at the time of slavery in this country. And he went from being emancipated to founding a university, which is pretty awesome. But this is what he said. So this is Booker T. Washington in his own words. In order to be successful in any kind of undertaking, I think the main thing is for one to grow to a point where he completely forgets himself. That is, to lose himself in a great cause. In proportion as one loses himself in this way, in the same degree does he get the highest happiness out of his work. There you go, guys. So go out there. Go out there. Be anxiously engaged in a good cause. All right, ready? And
that is
the Marshall and EJ Show.